Hi guys, I'm Dennis. Welcome to my channel Guy with a Plant. In today's episode, I'm going to propagate my Monstera adansonii, which has been doing really badly. I confess it has been neglected, so I need to try to save it. And hopefully I can rejuvenate it. So let's take a look. This Monstera adansonii is really unruly and I've totally neglected this. Look at this yellow stem. I think this is gone, and some browning leaves, rather dead leaves. And this has grown up the shelf here and then back down here at the bottom shelf. I'm so sorry, little guy. I think it must be the most neglected plant of mine. Look at that. There are actually two vines here, this smaller one and this super leggy long vine. But this yellow stem is gone. I can feel it's really soggy. So I'm just going to get rid of this yellow stem. But there is still this green healthy part here, this portion which I can propagate the plant from. We're just going to remove all the dead leaves first. Okay, just let me cut off this yellow stem. I actually wanted to propagate some wet sticks, but looking from this, all this material is dead. So I can only work with this, the greener part. Yeah, all these are dead. Okay, so this is the healthy one. Okay, I think I can still get some small wet sticks from here. See the arrow roots? So it seems I managed to get a few cuttings from this. So these are the two cuttings that I'm going to put it in the test tube for propagation. I think this is a bit too long. Just going to snip this further. So I managed to get some wet sticks from these. And also cuttings. I think there are about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cuttings. Okay, I'm going to divide these cuttings and propagate it in two different media. One is just good old regular water, which I think should root really fast. And the other one is this mixture of sphagnum moss, I think mainly sphagnum moss, with cocoa chips, perlite, yeah, and a little bit of cocoa peat, really just a tiny bit. So I'm going to keep this moist and hopefully get it rooted up really fast. Okay, let's not forget about this. This is the stump that I've cut the super long vine from, the yellowing one. And this is the other smaller vine. See what's going to happen to see if there's any new growth that will come out from them. Okay, I've totally forgotten about these wet sticks. So I'm just going to put them together with this cutting which are in sphagnum moss. So I'll keep you guys updated in maybe a month's time. Okay, welcome back. This is exactly 1 month later, 16th of January 2022. So let's take a look at the cuttings that have been propagating in water. If you refer to my previous video, this is the water propagation in this test tube station. So I have some of the cuttings here. So let's take a look. Wow, check out these roots here. They are already like several roots which are pretty long. I think maybe like 3 inches, 2.5 inches. So that's pretty good, and we got some smaller roots as well. Let's take them out and have a closer look. And I can see there are actually some growth points as well. There's one here and another one here. So yeah, this is really pretty fast. There are a few more other cuttings in another container of water as well. So let's take a look. Let's take a look at these 3 cuttings. I can see they are very good roots. And even though they are not as long as those cuttings that are in this water with a root booster, it's still pretty good growth for 1 month. And also, as you can see, there are new growth points on every cutting. This one here, and also one on the 3rd cutting. And also on this cutting, there are actually 2 nodes. And the roots are growing out of this node. And so I can actually snip this off to create another cutting as well. Let's take a look at the cuttings that I placed in this perlite mixture. I think I had 3 cuttings, and obviously one of them is dead. It has totally dried up. So this is gone. And but I got 2 other ones which seem to be doing pretty okay. Let's give it a tug. Okay, I don't think it's not giving way, so I know it's rooted. And this one, yeah, seems to be doing okay. I know they are rooted, but I do not want to remove them yet. Give it some more time. Also, I can see that there is some growth points that are poking out of this potting medium. There's one here, and I think I see one here somewhere. Yeah, here. Okay, these are from the wet sticks. I think I've thrown a few wet sticks into this mix as well. There are some here. I'm not sure whether are they rooted. No roots yet, but yeah, so let's put this back. Let's take a look at this one, the one with the growth point. I'm not sure whether is this rooted. It's not really rooted. I think this was the original aerial root. It's from one of the wet sticks. But again, it's still not rooted. Okay, so it goes back. I should just move these wet sticks out into a separate enclosed container. So I keep this container open, but I do mist the perlite every day or every 2 days to keep it moist. Let's take a look at the original parent plant that I chopped the leaves from. Originally, I think there was a leaf somewhere, but I think that one turned yellow and dropped off. So these are the 2 branches left, and this one is definitely not doing well. I can feel that it is pretty much hollow. So this is a goner. This one is still okay, but there is no new growth. So I'm just going to remove this dead one. And since there are no leaves at all, I got to make sure I do not overwater this pot. Okay, I'm going to remove the wet sticks and put it in this container with some moist sphagnum moss. Welcome back. It is 1st of March now, so it is about 1.5 months from my last update and about 2.5 months from propagation. So let's take a look at how's everyone doing. First, some bad news. This is the original parent plant. I guess it didn't survive. It has totally dried up. So I guess it's going to be trashed after this. But I guess the cuttings are doing pretty well. So let's take a look at those that are in water propagation first. There is this one and the one that is in the test tube. So as with some cuttings of Epiprinium pinnatum and Philodendron Brazil, yeah, let's remove this and take a look at the roots. Everything is entangled. Oh, this new growth is coming out from the whole of this old leaf. So it's impossible for me to remove it from this leaf. But anyway, this older leaf is yellowing, so I probably can just cut this off. So sorry. Okay. Okay, this is gone, so I'm going to just remove this leaf. The roots are not as robust as I imagined. I mean, of course, there are definitely roots and a lot of new growth. All these smaller leaves are grown while still in propagation. So as you can see, there's still new growth coming out, new leaves. So I would say this is doing pretty well. It's just I'm just a bit concerned about the roots, but I think it's enough to pot them up. Okay, let's take a look at the one that is in this test tube. And as you can see, the roots are definitely much better in this one. So I'm very certain we can actually pot this up. Wow! Look at these long roots. And it has given me new leaves as well. Take a look at the cuttings that are in this perlite propagation. There are two cuttings, and as you can see, this one has given me a fully grown leaf during propagation. This is the new leaf that is totally unfurled. And the other cutting, you can see there's a new leaf coming out as well. So I'm very sure that it is very well rooted. I have not removed this to check. So let's do it now. Okay, so check out the roots. I think there's quite a fair bit of roots here. So I can pot this up. So the advantage of propagating in perlite is that it's already used to this solid medium. So when you actually pot it up, you will acclimatize much better. Finally, these are the wet sticks that I've put it in sphagnum moss in this container, this mini greenhouse. So as you can see, there are some leaves that have already grown out of the cuttings. But I'm not sure whether is it rooted yet. So let's take a look. I suspect we have to keep this a little bit longer. Yeah. No roots. Nope, no roots yet. Yeah, no root yet. This is the original area root. So so you can see the new growth on these wet sticks, but no roots. So I'm going to keep them in here for a little while more. Right, this is my bouquet of rooted Monstera adansonii. I'm going to give it a pot, and my initial plan was to actually divide these cuttings into two sets. One is to actually pot it up and let it trail. I like that look. And the other set, I wanted to give it a pole, let it climb up, and also a very lush looking kind of look. And I also like that, but I realized that I don't have much plant material to work with. So I'm going to put everything into a single pot and let it grow out and see how it goes. Maybe I can get more cuttings again. I'm going to use this terracotta pot with this single drainage hole at the bottom. This is probably a 6-inch pot. I'm going to use this pre-mix aeroid mix comprising perlite, palmer's bark, as well as cocoa chips. I'm going to use some cocoa chips to put at the base of the pot just to block the drainage hole. Right, this is the final grade one. I have another type which is chunkier, 1/3 in height. And then put in the cuttings. Actually, you can just use a regular potting medium, maybe augmented with some perlite or palmer's. I think that will be enough. Okay, so this is done. Finally, the cuttings are potted up. Looking really good. I shall update you guys again in another 1 month's time. That should be the final update. Yeah, I hope this pot of cuttings will grow into a large pot of adansonii. Since most of the cuttings were propagated in water, I'll keep the potting medium really moist for the first few days to the first week before I regularize the watering. Hey guys, it has been 1 month since the last update. So today is the 31st of March. And yeah, let's take a look at how is the plant doing. So the cuttings are pretty stabilized in this pot. And it's actually looking pretty lush. There are several new leaves. You look at the smaller ones, these are the new leaves. This one. And this trio of small leaves are new as well. So adorable. Reminds me of the Scream. And I can see more new growth here. One here as well. This new leaf that is unfurling. Yeah, so overall it has been pretty vigorous. And for example, this branch is giving me all these area roots, more new growth points. I've lost one of the older leaves, which was a pretty big one. It just turned yellow and dropped off. But no worries, these cuttings are growing in quite nicely. In no time, I should be able to get a full pot of adansonii. Right, let's take a look at the wet sticks that I placed in this sphagnum moss mixture in this container. They're actually growing pretty tall and is hitting the cap soon, so I will need to take them out to pot them up. I'm not sure whether are they rooted though. Can't really see. Oh, is that a root? This one? Not sure. Doesn't look like they are rooted, but yeah, I'll remove them later to check it out. I'm really glad that I managed to salvage this dying adansonii a few months back and managed to rehab it. So yeah, thank you for watching this episode. I will see you again in my next video. Meanwhile, take care and remember to show your plants some love.